Yeah. Lady Justice in the house.
Keeping the balances of justice level with the light of liberty shining bright.
You're so silly.
What?
Yeah. Right.
Sometimes
I mean, you're supposed to leave if you're asked to leave, and you don't have authority to be there.
Yeah, if I don't have a reason to be there, if I'm just going over and knocking on your door to ask you a question and you don't want to talk to me, then I'm gonna leave.
Right. You are.
I'm gonna leave.
And you tell your officers to do that same thing?
Yes.
You guys don't stand out there like thugs.
Don't stand out there and look dumb. Stand on somebody's porch.
Nothing looks dumber than doing that, too. It looks really, really bad. It really does. That's how you lose trust, see? Like, just because you can do something doesn't mean it doesn't create huge piles of problems later. You know, like 10 years ago, nobody was filming the police. Nobody was doing it. I sure as hell wasn't doing it. If I saw a police officer on a stop,
I've seen lots of videos
where
police are taking people's whatever they're videoing with or telling them they can't do that or whatever.
It happens.
I don't care.
I mean, even if you did care,
I'm not doing it.
You don't have to talk to me. You could walk away.
I'm not doing anything.
Yeah.
To be ashamed of.
Yeah, no, this is great. I post these too.
I don't need to hide nothing. If you're filming me, then oh well. All you're doing is, most of the time, if you're filming me, all you're doing is collecting evidence for me.
A lot of times, people do film their own crimes, right?
Yes.
I mean, that's absolutely true. You know, there's no crimes going on here. I'm not collecting any evidence for you.
No.
I mean, I kind of am. Like, you've been very, very cordial and quite communicative. You know.
I mean, don't get me wrong. There's times when I'm busy, I got things going on, and you'd come over here and I'd talk to you a minute. And I said, man, I got things to do, and then I got to go.
I would have been all right with that. You're the chief. I didn't expect to meet the chief today. I certainly didn't expect for him to come to me. You know, over. I told him at City Hall too. I'm like, this isn't a question for them. They tried to say that you guys put the sign there. Police department does not put signs up.
I'm not saying that somebody didn't put it there a long time ago. I don't know.
Right, it is put there by the city.
I go out and I answer some calls. Like today, I'll answer calls because I'm here by myself. I'll go. Sometimes I'll just go out there and ride around and see people and go by the stores and stuff.
Well, you don't have.
Most of the time I'm in here, and
you don't have one of those 30-06, 30-7 signs. I mean, you can't put that there. That would be unconstitutional. It doesn't apply to a police station. But I've seen some police stations that do that, right? And even though it's not enforceable, I mean, anybody with a brain see that sign wouldn't dare go into a police station with their arms, past that sign, right? That would be kind of stupid because that 9 times out of 10, you don't know whether you're going to encounter an absolute tyrant that's just immediately going to have you in maybe a gunpoint. You know what I mean? In jail.
Now, I've had people come in.
I don't carry. I don't do that. But I'm all for the Second Amendment.
I don't care.
Yeah, but I'm all for it.
I've had people come in and one of my officers dealing with them, and they're in there cussing them and just calling them all kind of names and all that.
Inside?
Yeah, like come in and officers come in to complain about something or gripe about something or about a family member that got arrested or something. They're not coming in to find out what happened and the truth about it. They just want to come gripe and. What'd you do? You did this. And they'll get on my officers, and I don't let that happen. I go defend them. And I'll go tell them, look, here's the problem, man. I don't appreciate you talking to my officer that way. But here's what you need to do. You need to leave, and when you calm down and you want to come back, we'll go sit in my office and talk. But we're not going to sit here and cuss and scream at each other. We're not doing that.
Well, if you're causing a disturbance, I would say, inside the building, you can't throw a protest to the degree that you could out on the sidewalk. Right. Being here, I think you could hear me in there if I wanted you to.
Sit out there all day and screamed and hollered and cussed me, I wouldn't care.
Yeah, there's nothing you could do about it there.
I wouldn't care.
Yeah. But inside, especially if somebody else was there, non-government, another citizen came in, I think they better keep it civil, and that could be disorderly, maybe.
I'll pretty much, if somebody wants to talk to me and I got time, I have no problem talking to people and explaining to them what's going on and try to get to the bottom and answer their questions for them. But I'm not going to do it if you're sitting there screaming and hollering at me.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna do that.
I mean, I'm
You
kind
can
of a
come back,
legend
you
for
can
throwing
leave and
protests.
calm down and come back, and we'll talk civilly.
Yeah, I'll throw some huge protests, Texas-style protests, but the only time I do it is on my sidewalk, and it's always when an officer tells me, step back 6 inches onto that sidewalk. Big mistake. Big mistake. Over here, I wasn't in protest land, and now you just asked me to go to my property. 6 useless inches. You know, and I can't even count how many times an officer has literally asked me to move 6 inches or one step.
I've had a few here that
back
were really,
onto the sidewalk.
really, just to be honest, just assholes to people, and I don't put up with that. There's no reason to do that.
It just
There's
looks
no
bad.
reason at all.
I have
You
all
haven't
the power
accomplished
on the
anything by
sidewalk,
doing
you know.
it. Same thing with when you're dealing with somebody on the highway and they start cussing you or whatever. You don't. To me,
Don't add charges.
to me, you just sit there. You know, you don't worry about it, because if I sit there and I engage in you and we're having a big argument, screaming and hollering, and somebody walks by or drives by, who looks more stupid, me or the person?
Well, you,
I
because
will.
you're under
I
oath.
shouldn't do
You're getting paid.
I should do that. Don't get me wrong. I've had them days. I'm not going to say I'm perfect or anything. No, I've had those days where I just don't want to hear it, and I'll go off on somebody, and then afterwards I go like, I probably shouldn't do this. But
But you don't arrest somebody just because they. You can arrest for almost everything.
I've stopped people out there before and go up, and the first thing out of their mouth is, "Why you stop me?" Cussing me and telling me, I need to be doing I don't need to be out here. I need to be catching real criminals and just going off. And I just learned. I just sit there and listen, and I wait, and they just vent, and they vent. I don't know what kind of day they've had. I don't know what they've been through. It may not even be directed at me. Maybe they just want to get something off their chest. They just need to grab and let them go. And finally, they'll stop and they'll take a breath, and then they'll look at me like it's telling me it's my turn. And then I'll go, "You got anything else you need to get off your chest?" And they're confused, and they go, "No," because they didn't get the reaction they expected.
Right.
And I say, "Okay, well, I still need to drive license insurance. We still need to do this."
Right.
And sometimes I'll go back and I'll come back, and they're expecting to get a ticket, and then I'll write them a warning, and I'll go, "You get a warning today." And then it really just messes with their mind.